So, after the reopening of the school, we have a second chapter. So, guys, please make sure and tell to your mind that we are going to rock the exam. The second chapter is all about new kings and kingdoms, how many kings were going to arrive in India, and then it becomes a subcontinent. You can see, and here you find the all kind of dynasties, all kind of uh, cholas and different parts of dynasties over there. So let's begin with the emergence of the dynasty, where you can find at the 7th century, and different regions and subcontinents. Existing kings often acknowledge them as their subordinates or samantas. They were accepted to be bring gift for their kings or overlords the present at their courts, and provided them with military support. So these becomes the warrior, okay, to fight with opponent dynasty. By the 7th century, there were big landlords or warrior chiefs in different regions. So, there are many subcontinents, there are many particular regions where you find subcontinents. So, these becomes the warrior. So, then comes the existence. Kings often acknowledge them as their samantas or subordinate. So, these becomes the samantas or the subordinate for those people of the king, and they were kind of bring gifts for kings. When you are in when king is there, we have to impress him, and that's why we bring some gift to them. So they were expected to bring gift to the kings, and or overlords provide them with military support. So these kind of people also provide the military support to other religious dynasty, and the main ruling dynasty were Gurjara, Pratiharas, Palas, Rashtrakutas, Rashtrakutas, and Chahamans. So make sure with your pronunciation. I can't pronounce this dynasty. Pratihara, Harichandra were Brahmanas. So this Gurjara, Pratihara, Harichandra were Brahmanas who gave up their tradition, profession, and took arms. So sometime what happened that those dynasties and those other kings who comes to for battle, and these kind of people, those were Brahmanas. Still they took arms and fought successfully and get back their kingdom in Karnataka and in Rajasthan respectively. These kind of things we can see. So the Chalukyas in South India, we can observe that Chalukya over there in South India, we can say, and the Chalukya over there we can watch. So what type of administration and kingdoms? So these are the kingdoms where you can find the kings over there, and the kings at apex adopted big titles like Maharaja, Rajadhiraj, or Chakravarti Samrat, or Tribhuvana. So these kind of claim over there for these kings, and the kings shared power with their samanas. The samanas is a kind of a particular person who was appointed by king, and with an association of peasant and traders and brahmanas. These people in each states, these resources were obtained from these kind of people like peasants, farmers. And these resources were used to finance the king's establishment and construct temples and forts. So then kings form the temples and uh, establishment of other kind of things which will help to people, and functionaries for collecting revenues were recruited from influence in family. So these kind of resources finance the king's establishment. Otherwise, king have no treasure, that all the time he he makes empty his treasures, and these kings and sorry, these farmers and these samantas will not provide anything, or these treasures will not provide anything to kings. How can king alone survive himself, or the kingdom can be survived? So it comes on depend on rent and taxes. Then come the prasastis and land grants. So what type of prasastis contains details is over here. Not a literary true, but prasasti tells us how rulers wanted to depict themselves as valiant and victorious warriors. So these are the rulers, and these were composed by learned Brahman who occasionally help in the administration. So this Prasastis contain details about which I think literally not to be true, but they tells us how rulers wanted to depict themselves as valiant, and these were the Brahmanas, you can say. Warfare for well. So for centuries, Gurjar, Pratihara, Rashtrakuta and Palas dynasties fought for control over Kannauj. The place, it's to be known as near the Ganga valley, and these people who are Gurjara, Pratihara, Ratras, Rashtrakuta and Pala dynasty fought to control, to take charge of this Kannauj. But what happened at the next of the on the best known of such rulers is Sultan Muhammad Ghazni. So Sultan Muhammad Ghazni reigned the subcontinent 17 times between AD 1000 to AD 1025. His sole purpose was to plunder and the wealth of India, and he looted every temples like this Somnath and Gujarat Mahmud. And the Mahmud entrusted a scholar named Al Buruli to write an account of the subcontinent. So, in the general time, Sultan Muhammad was also interested in finding out more about the people he conquered, and entrusted a scholar named Al Biruni to write an account of the subcontinent. So, these Arabic work known as Kitab ul Hind. Please do remember this book. Other kings who engaged in welfare included the Chahamanas, later known as the Chauhans, who ruled over the region around Delhi and Ajmer, and they attempted to expand their control to the west and the east, where they were opposed by the Chalukya of Gujarat and Gahadivals of western Uttar Pradesh. So these people are to be known as Chahamana. Ruler was Prithviraj III, which was who was existed 1168 to 1192. So in this chapter you have to you can find out the all kind of rulers over there and the ruling dynasties and ruling regions. That's it. So then comes the dynasty which is to be known as Cholas. So these Cholas form small family Urayur. So from Urayur to Thanjavur. So the uh, the suc- the successor of Vijayalaya conquered neighboring regions. So this Vijayalaya conquered some neighboring regions. The Pandyan and the Pallava territories to the south and north were made part of the kingdom. So Rajaraj first considered the most powerful Chola ruler. Who was the most powerful Chola ruler? Raja Raja. And agriculture was well developed along with various method of irrigation in this time, and settlement of peasant, which is to be known as become a, which is to be known as irrigation, and settlement of peasant called or become prosperous with spread of irrigation in agriculture. And inscription also mention about sabha, and these sabhas had a separate committee to look after irrigation works, gardens, temples, and those which depending over the time. So during we can say during these 7th centuries, many new dynasty emerge in different part of the subcontinents. Chola temples often become the nuclei of settlement which grew around them. These were centers of craft production. Temples were also endowed with land by rulers as well as by others. The produce of these land went into maintaining all the specialists of who worked at the temple and very often lived near of those priests, garland makers, cooks, sweepers, and musicians. And also agriculture and irrigation. Many of the achievement of the Cholas were made possible through new development in agriculture. I have already told you about this. Let's switch over to another subject. The administration of the empire. How was the administration organized? So the question comes that these big kingdom was ruled by the king. How king was handled these kind of particular things? There are many regions. Then the settlement of peasants known as ur become prosperous with the spread of irrigation agriculture. Groups of such villages formed larger units called nadu. So these all groups of irrigation in agriculture which is to be known was Nadu. The village council of the Nadu performs several administration functions. So these villagers become the part of this particular irrigation and they known as Nadu. And this administrative functions including dispensing justice and collecting taxes. So rich peasant of the Vela caste exercised considerable control over the affairs of the Nadu under the supervision of the central Chola government. The Chola kings gave some rich landlords title like Muvind, Mu, like Muvinda Velan, a Velan or peasant serving three kings, Arayar, etc. So we have seen Brahmanas often receive land grants or Brahmadeya. As a result, a large number of Brahmana settles emerge in a Kaveri Valley as in other parts of the South India. So directly from king they got their land, and that's why Brahmanas become the most settled person over there. Each Brahmana was looked after by an assembly or sabha or prominent Brahmana landholders. These assemblies work very efficiently. So when Brahmanas come into the in these kind of dynasties, they performed well and they looked after in the assembly and or the sabha prominently, and their decision were recorded in detail in inscription of. So what was doing over there, that those brahmanas were ruling over there in the guise of king. When king told them that you have to rule like this, you have to change like this, then the brahmanas emerge and the brahmanas says that okay, we have to take decision such manner that we will find good decision and good establishment from directly kings. Inscription from Uttaramerur in Changalput district. Chingalput district. Tamil Nadu provide details of the way in which the Sabha was organized. The Sabha had separate committees to look after irrigation works, gardens, temples, etc. Name of those eligible to be member of these committees were written on smaller tickets of palm leaf. These tickets were put into an earthenware pot from which a young boy was asked to take out the ticket one by one for each committees. So this is we do in our school life or in our game life. The same thing was happen over the period of time in those things. So in short, guys, your chapter is all about the Chola dynasty and the other dynasties which were emerged over time, and some dynasties make the that cooking special, and some dynasties make agriculture which is comes into there, and some dynasty have the tendency to look of the irrigation in this in this villages area, and they appointed samantas, and these samanta takes over, and then administration of the kingdoms where we find the maharajas which claims samantas what to do, how to do, and this happen all the time. So guys, stay tuned with Aster Global. If you will have any query on any on any page, please make message or call, I will explain it. So do read this thing 3 times. The chapter is easy to understand. Okay.